Welcome everybody to a new vlog. So as you can see, I'm decorated for Christmas. I wasn't planning on decorating for Christmas, but then I just thought like, I'll just pull everything out of the boxes and see what there is and see if I want to add any new bits or change things around or that kind of thing. And I saw this really interesting thing on Instagram where somebody was talking about how the thing that makes things nostalgic isn't you buying like entirely new Christmas decor every single year. It's kind of like you having the same things every single year is almost what makes it nostalgic, like that angel on top of the tree that's maybe like a little bit crumpled, or like the same ornaments that maybe you've collected them over the years and you like only look at them at Christmas, essentially. And that really got me thinking about how I was like, oh yeah, like I think sometimes, especially with social media, there can be a lot of pressure. Like I know this year it's like Ralph Lauren Christmas aesthetic and all that, and like a few years ago it was like tinsel on absolutely everything, and now nobody seems to be doing that this year. And I think that's the thing where like knowing your own personal style and like knowing what's true to you is really like what's gonna make things feel, I guess for my personal Christmas decor, like I don't want it to look like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas is like exploded in my house. Like that's not really my personal style, and I kind of want my Christmas decor to just look like an extension of my style, but like in a holiday version, if that makes sense. And another aside, so because living in the Gold Coast and like being someone who was born in Canada, very like familiar with like a North American Christmas, a cold Christmas, like sometimes a snowy Christmas, but not very often in Vancouver, but sometimes. And also that being like the cultural scripts as to what Christmas is supposed to like look like. Moving here, sometimes it can be a little bit like it doesn't feel like Christmas to me because it's not how Christmas felt growing up, or that kind of thing. And it was interesting because I saw people sort of like having a discussion in a Facebook group about how like for the people who live in Australia, especially people who live in like the subtropical part of Australia, they're like, it's hard to embrace a season when it feels like we don't really have seasons. Like it very much just goes from like being not that cold in winter to just being hot. And the other day when I was leaving the gym, it was like really warm, and I just remember like walking out of the gym and like going to my car and being like, I can smell the smell of spring, and like seeing like the jacaranda trees, and like I feel like here the seasons are like both subtle and intense all at once, because it's like the way nature does spring here, it's like subtle if you're not looking for it. Like we don't get like an autumn that has like bright red and orange trees, and we don't have a winter where like all the leaves fall off the trees, but we do have like the jacarandas blooming, and we have like some other things happening, and the smell of the air is different and the quality of the light is different. And I just think it's like you can embrace that seasonality and like seasonal living, but you just have to be aware it's not going to look like what it looks like for the rest of the world. So that said, for my Christmas decor, I thought I just really wanted to lean into like lots of green and like greenery and candles, because those are just things that I think make me feel good in my home. And I also didn't want to, I decided this year I didn't really want to add a ton of new extra stuff. Like I was just, because then it's like, where do I store it, all that stuff, like things that you have to consider when you live in a one-bedroom apartment where storage is really at a premium. And I'm not a person that like, I wouldn't say by any means of the stretch of the imagination, I'm not a minimalist, but I also like having things that have a purpose and functionality, that are like earning their space to be there. And so I think with the Christmas decor I have, all I really did was buy a ton of flameless candles. And I like a flame candle, but I wanted flameless because I wanted to put so many of them, because they just create a vibe. Like if in doubt, like add lighting. I wanted to create the vibe with the candles, and also I wanted to put the candles in places where they would be a fire hazard if they were real candles. So that said, yeah, I feel like my approach to holiday decoration this year was like, it's not like an all-out Christmas all over everywhere in your face. It's a more subtle pared back version of like what feels good for me. So with that said, Do you want the house tour? And yes, I really was thinking like the Sabrina Carpenter lyrics. I think it's funny how something that you've always said in like really like is not a song lyric, and then all of a sudden it becomes a song lyric, and then for the rest of your life you're just like, well, now that phrase is just gonna be sung in my head for the rest of time. Anyways, so starting first with this corner, what I added in here is the wreath on top of the mirror, which is literally just like propped on top of there, and I've added that little tartan bow, and then this little brass reindeer decoration as well. I picked this one up last year, and I just think he's cute. He's like subtle and doesn't like overly scream Christmas in a tacky way, but he's just there doing his job. And then these are the flameless candles I bought. I think these are the best ones. I bought a few different versions, and I think these ones are definitely the best because 1, they're real wax. 2, you can put them on a timer. 3, they have a remote to turn them on, which just makes life so much easier. And this little candle lantern thing doesn't have any glass or anything in it. Like, it's just like so. So yeah, that is kind of the main corner over here. And also this was not intentional, but ignore my drinking glass on the ground. The Magic of Eye planner is the perfect like accompaniment to the decor, because I really just wanted to like lean into like those burgundies and like dark greens as the colors, and so this is just perfect for tying everything in. I think one of the things that really makes like decor cohesive, especially if you're kind of like decorating throughout your whole house, is like picking a few elements and just like repeating them over and over. Like in this case, I would say the things that we picked is like lots and lots of candles, like just kind of very pared back greenery, and then like burgundy. And I realized that that bow is like tartan, but it's still got the colors repeated, and like, you know me, I just love tartan, so if I can put it in somewhere, I definitely am going to. But also, like with tartan, there can be too much of a good thing, because I have to be aware when I'm decorating. These are also plaid, so you can definitely have too much of a good thing. So, and I think that's another important thing when you're thinking about when you're doing your Christmas decor. It's like, what do you already have? And making sure that it's not going to compete with it, like that it's going to be cohesive and that the things are going to work together. I've done another little cluster of the candles on this coffee table as well. And if I spin you around, you can see up on top of here, I've done the little flameless candles on some, I guess they're brass, gold, whatever, candlestick holders, and we have tied in with the bows again. I know that bows were a big theme for like the last few years, but I think they're just a really easy, low effort way to make things feel festive, like really easy. Like, it's not a lot of work. I actually reused this ribbon from last year, and I think it just makes it really feel cute and fun. And yeah, I really like these flameless candle tapers because, I mean, tapers, they can be messy. They can be really messy sometimes, and this is just an easy way of getting that look. I think the space also really comes to life when it's dark out, like at dusk and evening, and I'm filming this in the morning, so it is what it is. But yes, moving it over, and I would say this is kind of like the main focal point that I kind of wanted to create when it came to the design. So I've got my little flocked Christmas tree, which is just an old one that I've had for years and years and years. And I've just covered her in these little velvet bows and just put like a few little YCL boxes underneath as gift boxes because, well, it came in the mail and I thought, you know what? Where else are you gonna put those? And also we've got a little wrapped gift under here, which just, I feel like it just kind of like ties it in and says Christmas a little bit, and another matching lantern to the one over here, and yeah, just a few little candles clustered inside. And if we spin around over to the dining table, so I've done the same thing again where we're just repeating those little flameless candle tapers on the different height little candlestick holders, and with the bows again, like keeping it pretty simple. I did restyle this for spring, where we did like this olive print tablecloth cover, and yeah, I mean, it's not obviously a Christmas setup, but I do think it's cute. I think it kind of gives you, like, the green and red vibe, obviously, but it's not going to be one that you're going to have to swap out as soon as Christmas is done because it looks too Christmassy. And also, I just picked these up from H&M Home, and I'm absolutely obsessed. Like, this little vine detail I think is the cutest thing, and it's just like this really nice sort of like raw linen feeling napkin. Yeah, H&M Home has been having some really good bits lately. And again, with the little bows, just repeating the theme over and over. Ignore, I made a loaf of bread this morning, which you can see there, but I was thinking in here, I am thinking of maybe just doing like a little wreath up here. I'm not entirely sure yet, because I was also like, oh, do I really have to buy any new stuff? Like, not that I don't want to, but I guess it's just like everything you add in, I'm like, well, you have to find a place to store it and all that kind of stuff. But I do think a little wreath could look really cute up there and just kind of like bring the theme into the kitchen. I mean, I do have another candle over here. You can just see it beside the bananas. And I guess, like, I mean, this tea towel is usually something green anyways, so that does sort of like bring everything together. And just some final details. So I got these little red tassels last Christmas just to put on the door, just to sort of like anchor the theme in. I mean, I didn't really want to go crazy and decorate my bedroom, but I did do a little garland and a bow over the mirror there, which I think is cute as well. Just a little something to tie in the Christmas vibes and yeah, make it feel really festive. Also, this just felt like the right dress to wear because I'm thinking this is probably going to be my Christmas Day dress. The color just feels really good and it's really comfortable, and yeah, I think it's just like a good option. And this one is from Zara. I think I have this dress in like about every different version of the colors that they've done with it. Also, I think this is a really cute mirror for doing like a holiday outfit photo because yeah, it's just feeling very festive. And I mean, like the tartan, once you start to add in like garland and bows and stuff, it does really give like that kind of festive vibe. Yeah, I wouldn't say that this decor is like Ralph Lauren Christmas, but as soon as you start putting tartan in things, it just does give that flavor. And I mean, there's enough like equestrian motifs around here all the time anyways that also sort of give that flavor. But I think like the whole Ralph Lauren Christmas aesthetic thing is kind of, yeah, I don't know, because it's like, is it Ralph Lauren Christmas or is it just traditional Christmas decor and like the internet just has to give everything a name? I don't know. I find it kind of like all the little micro trends sometimes I'm like, is it a bit much? But whatever makes you happy. If you want to call it Ralph Lauren Christmas, go for it. If that seems kind of contrived, don't do it. But yeah, I think, I don't know what I think, but anyways, this is my Christmas setup for the year, and I wanted to just do something that's a little bit like low maintenance, easy, not too much work. I didn't really want to go like crazy with decorating things, and also like I don't really have space to store a big tree, and also there's not really a good spot to put up a big tree, so I think having a little tiny tree is just enough of a vibe, and yeah, ready for the festive holiday season. Also, while we're doing a review of flameless candles, I thought let's just go over all the options because I purchased a few things and I just thought I would see like what's what. So these are the taper candles. You can get them in 2 different kinds of white, and I think they're good. The only thing I think is annoying about them, and I would definitely double check this if you're gonna buy any flameless candles. These, you have to turn them on each individually by pulling them out, twisting the bottom, and then like they turn on. That's super annoying if you have lots of them. So I think if I was going to look for other taper flameless candles in the future, I would go for ones that have a remote, because yeah, not a vibe. Also, here's a little tip. If your taper candles, like whether they're flameless or otherwise, don't fit perfectly into here, and you don't want them rattling around like that, you just take a little bit of aluminum foil, you just pop it in there, and then you can kind of like wiggle it into place. So yeah, that keeps your taper candles nice and straight, and if they are the kind that are fire, it keeps them from being such a fire hazard in case one gets on an angle or something. So yeah, I think these ones are okay. I like the flicker. They don't look too, I mean, you can tell that they're not a real candle. They're not the most realistic one, but I think if you're more going for a vibe of like people aren't going to be inspecting them up close and personal, I think having a bunch of these together, it's still effective, it's still cute, it flickers, so they're okay. I feel like the quality reflects the price of them, and it was part of an experiment, so now we know. And yeah, would I purchase them again? Probably not, just because of how you have to turn them on. I think in the future I will only be purchasing flameless candles that you can operate via remote, because otherwise it just ends up being such a faff, and if it's a faff you don't end up turning them on. And I mean, I know it's the daytime right now, but I just kind of keep them on all day if I'm home because of the vibes. And also it's like Christmas is such a short window in your year, you might as well just fully embrace it. That's my thinking anyways. Next option we got are these sort of like glass, it's not really a hurricane I suppose, but I think it's supposed to give the look of like the candle is in like a glass holder, which is kind of a nice vibe. I think from far away, same thing, they're not bad. Obviously you can tell that they're not a real flame, which is why I think like the flameless candles that like it almost looks like the pillar has been burnt down a bit, so like those ones, when you can't see the flame, it definitely makes it look a little bit more realistic. So yeah, these aren't bad. I actually think now, I'm sorry if you can hear the person like doing their lawn next door. If there's one thing about people in this neighborhood is they love doing their lawns. They love it. I have never lived in a neighborhood where I swear someone is doing them as often as they are. Anyways, I've closed the sliding door, so hopefully that's a little bit better and you can't hear them in the background. But yeah, so these ones, I think they're cute, especially if you were gonna have like a cluster of them and you probably weren't gonna look at them up close and personal. Say like, I think if you were gonna have like a bunch of them on your stairs or something like scattered through your house, I think it could be a good option. And like, I think the main benefit with a flameless candle is like it's not a fire hazard, so you can like just leave them in places unattended, and that's the benefit. And it still gives you like a nice flickering vibe, and you don't have to worry about burning your house down, which is great. So yeah, that's sort of these ones. They have a little thing on the bottom to flick them on, so same thing. I probably would not purchase them again because it's just annoying if you have like multiples of them. And I think with flameless candles, that's kind of a nice thing that you can do with them, is you can cluster lots of them together and it's not a fire hazard. So I think in the future I would definitely make sure if I was purchasing them that it's ideal if you can't see the flame. I mean, on a taper candle you are gonna see the flame, so I think picking one where you're happy enough with how it looks is the main thing. And make sure it has a remote or a timer or something like that, because you're not wanting to be running around like turning on and off all your candles. But actually, you know what I realized is like the other night I was in here and I never turn on the big light. I always am very much a lamp o'clock kind of girl once the sun goes down. But even I had turned off all my lamps, but all of my flameless candles were on, and it actually gave so much lighting. And I was thinking about like back in March when we had like Cyclone Alfred, I lost power for 5 days, like our whole neighborhood did, because you could look across the street and see that like a giant Norfolk pine had literally fallen on the power line, and it was like hanging in the air. The tree was down on the road, and like you could just tell we're not getting power back until that situation is fixed. So 5 days of no power, and I was just burning like the candles that I make. Like, I don't think I've shared this on the channel, but like I make my own candles, and candles with flames, not flameless ones. And so I had like a huge stock of those, and I literally was just burning those all day, every day. Not all day, but like when I woke up first thing in the morning, because the sun wasn't up, and like once the sun had gone down, I was living by candlelight, which sounds romantic. It's not as good as you think it is when you don't have a choice. I was just trying to like embrace the vibes and make it cozy in here by lighting as many candles as possible. So yeah, I did that. I burnt through my whole candle supply, which is fine because like I make them, so I just made more. It wasn't a huge issue, but like it was when we were getting to like the 4th and 5th day, and there was just no like, oh yeah, your power's gonna be back on at this point in time. Like nobody could tell us that. And so I was like, the candles are starting to run low, and I was like, what's gonna happen when the candles run out? I mean, I know I could have gone and bought more, but yeah. And so I actually realized that the flameless candles are a really good option as an emergency, like if your power goes out. The flameless candles are great because they're battery operated. They do last quite a long time. I remember looking on one of the packages and it was like thousands of hours of burn time. And of course, if you just keep extra batteries, you're good. Like you can burn your flameless candles all day, every day, and you can carry them around the house with you. And it's just a little bit like, because I find a torch is so like just direct light at whatever you're looking at, but if you need to illuminate a whole area, not great. And it's not very relaxing to be sitting there by torchlight trying to do things. Sometimes you just want like an even glow of light, and yeah, the flameless candles are a great option as long as you like, they let off a lot of light. You don't have to worry about them catching on fire, and they're easy to just turn on and off. So yeah, little survival tip there. And you just make sure you have lots of spare batteries because they do use a lot of batteries, but I mean, you can just get a big pack on Amazon and that kind of solves your problems. So yeah, that is my candle review of, yeah, all the the Christmas decor. And if you're thinking about, yeah, maybe adding some flameless candles to your decor. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I still love a candle with a flame, like especially because the candles I make are like wood wick, so they're like crackle and they smell good, like all the things. So of course I like that as a vibe too, but if you just want something that you can turn on every single night, the flameless candles are a nice vibe. And you can have them on a timer, so you don't have to worry about like turning them off either. They'll just turn themselves off if they're the ones with the remote. While we are discussing all things holiday, I thought I could compile a little holiday gift guide of things that, I guess this is quite like girl coded, of course, but I think if there's any girlfriends or anybody that you're looking for gift ideas, sorry boys, I have no idea about shopping for the guys, but if you need a few gift ideas, I've picked up a few bits that I feel like would make really good gifts, and also some of them are like holiday edition gift sets. So yeah, I just wanted to share those with you in case you need any ideas or anything like that. So first is the Magic of I, like astrology planner. First of all, this is just so stunning. Like this would be gorgeous to receive as a gift. This is the red velvet burgundy edition, which is so nice. And you have this iridescent cover with the gold foil and the gold leaf on the edge. So it's just a stunning gift. It also comes like totally gift wrappable. It comes with a little dust bag that says Magic of I, and it also comes with like wrapped in tissue, so it's ready to go. One less thing to wrap, and it's basically like an almanac guidebook of learning about the signs, about the phases of the moon. You've got planetary days and hours. You've also got one of my favorite sections that tells you about like planting by the moon cycles. And so basically it will tell you this is what like the beginning of each season or month looks like, which is just absolutely stunning. And I do have a code for Magic of Eye, which is Kim A. Craig, which will get you 10% off of everything on the website. So yeah, I'll put that down below for you. But just to give you a little idea, of course, I don't want to give the whole thing away because the planner is just amazing. And yeah, so we've got like our daily, trying to make sure it's focusing. Your daily guides where it tells you the transits of what's going on astrologically each day of the year, so you can really plan and optimize when is the best time to do stuff, like don't sign those contracts during Mercury retrograde, but also like knowing like when are the eclipses happening and like days that like. It also has a little code here where at the beginning it has like a little table of contents to tell you what each thing means. So you can really plan like, okay, this is a day for working on your goals. Not that you're always working on your goals, but it's like, it just kind of helps you read the astrological weather so you can use that to your advantage. Here's what the daily planner looks like. It's just, it gives you lots of space to write things, and you do get the astrology of each day in there as well. But one of my other favorite sections that I have to show you, I was going to try and talk about this quickly, but it's hard because I just love it so much. So it's got like a spot each month to talk about your monthly goals, your intentions, what you're hoping to get out of that month. And I just think it's like, just even if you just scribble it down at the intentions that you have at the beginning of each month, it really goes like a long way to like showing your subconscious mind, hey, here's what we want to focus on, here's what's important to us. So yeah, I won't waffle because there's other things I want to get into here, but the astrology planner is a good one, and you can get some matching journals as well as like moon phase calendars. The website is a whole vibe. Next, we have my absolute favorite sleep mask. This is from Bon Charge. I believe this is the air mask, and the best thing about it, it has a bit of my makeup on it, so don't judge me guys, is it comes with, like, it's got bubbles, so your eyes are never actually being squished upon, and as somebody with like sensory issues and with like eyelash extensions, I really appreciate that. I don't like feeling like my eyes are being squashed down upon. It doesn't feel good to me. And also knowing that there's space for my eyelashes to keep them looking fresh for longer. This one is also really nice because it's super squishy. Some of these I've tried are really stiff and uncomfortable, and this one, it just feels like you're putting a cloud on your face. So I will link it down below. I've repurchased this many times. I have like 3 or 4 of them at this point. I also wear it on airplanes. It's really good because it just fully blocks everything out, because I found that those ones that are just like a sheet of fabric, sometimes like the light creeps up under, so you're not getting full blackout. And with this, it's like someone can be shining a torch in your face and you literally have no idea about it. So I just think this is like a really good like stocking stuffer, or like for maybe somebody that you don't know well. I know that sometimes people think like giving an eye mask is basic, but this is not a basic eye mask. This eye mask is a game changer. Next, from Sephora, this is from Fenty. It did come in a cute little box, but obviously I have opened it. But you get these two together as a set, and basically you're getting the lip liner for free, essentially, or for at a fraction of the cost of what it normally is. When I saw the pricing on this, I thought this was gonna be like a mini size. So these are the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks, which is basically a lip gloss in a stick form, but it is so balmy. The texture is so good. It's so comfortable. Fenty Glow is one of my absolute favorite shades. It looks good on everyone. Every time I ask a girl like, hey, your lip gloss is really nice, what shade is it? It's always this. Sometimes in the gloss version, but the color is this. And yeah, getting it with the lip liner, this is a really nice sort of like neutrally brown shade in, this is called Extra Thigh. These are the traced out pencil lip liners. The texture is so nice, so buttery, so creamy, so buildable. And yeah, I think this is a really good all-rounder like duo that would suit a lot of skin tones and colors. So yeah, and also if you want to see it, that is the shade there. It is just a really nice, like Your Lips but better kind of pink shade, super wearable. I'm actually wearing a different Fenty Gloss Bomb lip lipstick. Are they called lipsticks? Gloss Bomb Stick, sorry. It's like a lipstick, but it's not quite as intensely pigmented. It sort of reminds me of the MAC like Luster Glass ones, but much more like balmy feeling. Super comfortable to wear on the lips, and I feel like this duo would work with a lot of skin tones, so that's a good option if you don't know what to get someone, because I've repurchased these in so many different colors. They're just so good. Like the texture, the formula, everything, chef's kiss. Next, if you know someone who really likes to have like an aesthetic bathroom and is really all about those like just really nice like touches around the house that are like a little bit bougie but also like functional, the Geranium hand wash and hand and body lotion from Bamford in the Geranium scent. This is such a good duo. Like, I'm obsessed with, first of all, the packaging just looks stunning on your counter. And it's also just like one of those kind of like safe gifts where it's like, you know, the person's gonna use it. I think gifts that you can use, like consumable gifts, I think I heard someone refer to them, like whether it's like hand soap or something you can eat or that kind of thing. So handy because you're not contributing to people's like stuff. And also, like, people are gonna get hand soap anyways, you would hope. So, and this can also be used as a shower gel too. And the scent is just amazing. It literally smells like geraniums, just so fresh, so herbaceous, delicious, like really refreshing. The soap is great. You can also use it as body wash, and the hand and body lotion is really good too. It's super lightweight, soaks in really well. The scent is amazing. So I just think this is a really good option for those people that maybe like don't know what to get them, but you're hoping that they wash their hands? I don't know. And now next, every year I look forward so much to what Summer Fridays is gonna bring out for their like holiday gift sets because they're always just insane, and this year is no different. So these three come together in a really cute little box. Obviously I have unboxed them because I've been using them like crazy. I really like these shades. So we have marshmallow, or toasted marshmallow, my bad. And if you have been here a while, you know I am a sucker for anything marshmallow. And yeah, this is just like a beautiful golden, it's a glitter, but it's not like a chunky glitter. Like it's a very subtle sparkle, and it's really nice over like just a lip liner, creates like a really nice nude lip, and it's super comfortable. The smell is amazing. And then hot chocolate also is like a beautiful sort of warm brown tone. It looks great alone. It literally smells like hot chocolate. So keep that in mind. It makes you a little bit hungry when you use it, but, oh, sorry, hot cocoa, my bad. It's a really nice brown shade, super flattering on the lips. As always, the lip butter bombs are just such good value because these last you for absolutely forever. And the fact that you get these together as well as a travel size, jet size mask is just insane. I think the discount on this is like unreal. You're basically getting like 2 items with 1 for free. So if you want to try these, this is a really good time to do it. These are limited edition shades as well. And then the jet lag mask is just, it's iconic for a reason. Like, you can use this on your face as a mask, on your hands, on your cuticles, on your eyes. You can wear it every single night as a face cream. You can, probably it'll do your dishes for you. Like, it is just so good, and it gives you the nicest glow. I've repurchased this a million times over, even if you wanted to like give somebody like 1 of these each and keep this for yourself, or the other way around, nobody would know, just saying. And this is like, I can't think of anyone who like wouldn't enjoy this product. It's really good, and the glow it gives you is just insane, and it's super comfortable. It absorbs, it doesn't feel greasy or heavy or yucky or anything like that. The fragrance is good. It's not like overpowering by any means. It's just one of those products that you like repurchase over and over and over because it just does so much for you. I've also heard people with like eczema say that this is very helpful for them. So I do not have eczema, but I like having nice skin, so it's just a good to know. And then also, like I said, obsessed with the Summer Fridays gift sets. You can get all these little minis together, basically for the price of 1 full-size lip butter balm. So if you've been either one, wanting to try other shades in the range, two, you just have commitment issues and you can't decide what you want, and three, you're like, I don't need to get 4 different ones full-sized of that because I'm gonna have them literally for the rest of my life probably, because they do last you so long, even if you're using them consistently. I just find the product like just stays for ages. So these are them. I just think they are absolutely so cute. Perfect for going in your handbag, or you could have one in every handbag and you would be set. They have a good amount of pigment, but it's not like overly opaque, and the scent is amazing. So this is vanilla beige, literally smells like a vanilla ice cream cone. Then we also have pink guava, the mint one, which I find is very refreshing. Like if you just feel like you need, like I put it on after I brush my teeth, and it just kind of keeps that mintiness going before you go to sleep, which is nice. And then this is a clear too, if you're more of a clear lip balm girly. And then cherry is like a really beautiful, flattering red. So if you like a sort of more red toned gloss, and not so much a pink one, it's a good option. And I just think like, they're just so cute. I just can't deal. And they also come in a cute little box together with a sample of the jet lag mask as well. So yeah, really good value and just a really good gift option. Next, we are talking about my absolute favorite shower gel. Well, it's technically a shower oil, but I would put it in the shower gel category. Same thing. I have repurchased this so many times, and it's like just one of those things where you're trying to elevate your everyday experience. You want your shower to feel super nice. Like in terms of the luxurious things you could buy yourself, like a shower gel is not going to break the bank. So it's really one of those like everyday luxuries, and whoever you gift it to is just going to really enjoy their shower experience every single time. I don't know if you want them to think about you in the shower. That could get a little weird, but like, you know that they're going to have a really great shower experience. And like, I mean, everyone showers, so I feel like it is a pretty good safe bet. And because like, I know a shower oil can maybe sound scary initially, but it doesn't feel oily on your body. It actually leaves your skin feeling so baby soft and so moisturized. And I just feel like this is like a good one, especially if you're like, I don't know, doing like a Secret Santa or something. You don't really know like who you're gonna get or like what exactly they like. This is a really good option because yeah, everyone showers. This shower gel is amazing, and it leaves your skin feeling so baby soft, and the smell is really, really nice. Yeah, it smells so good, but it's not like an overpowering scent either. Like it's just very like natural, like, I don't know, like I wouldn't say like it's overly sweet almond scent. Like don't think of it like that. It's more like a very, I wanted to say like apothecary vibes, but that's not really it. Like it's not like a green fragrancy smell or anything. It just smells like natural, but not in like the way that that might sound yucky, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And depending on who you were gonna gift, they might think it's weird that you're giving them deodorant. Like, are you trying to say they smell? But no, you're just looking after their armpits and making sure that they don't use deodorants that are full of aluminium and going to give you cancer. And I just think that this is like a really sweet option as well. This is from Wild. I will put it down below. I believe that we have a link that gets you 50% off. This is their new roll-on version, and if you're someone who likes to wear a lot of black and like clean deodorants, sometimes you notice you get marks. This is going to change. Basically, the lid, I love how I explained to you what a lid is. I'm sure you know what a lid is. So that's how you unscrew it. That's obviously the applicator. Is it focusing? This really cute print is a collaboration they did with Kath Kidston, and there's also really cute little like bumblebees that you can get. But yeah, this is a really good option for, like I said, if you like to wear a lot of black, you don't want to worry about having to get deodorant marks on, which can sometimes happen with clean deodorants. The scents that they give you, there's an incredible scent range. This is the cherry blossom scent, which I really am enjoying, but there's some other ones that I'm also very excited to try when it is time to swap out my deodorant, which is another thing I also really love about Wild, is that they give you tons of different scent options. So depending like what kind of a scent person you are, you can pick a deodorant that works with that And you also don't have to get stuck with just one scent of deodorant forever. You can mix it up, or you can keep the same one if that's what you prefer to. They give you tons of options. So yeah, I think this is just a really nice gift idea for maybe for someone who's not going to think that you're trying to tell them that they smell, but you just want to give them like a really thoughtful gift that's going to be good for them. It's going to be good for their body. It's going to be good for the planet, because everything that Wild does is recyclable, which is incredible, because if you think about like how many deodorants are going into landfills and they are not recyclable, Wild is really doing a great job at like putting a dent in that, because everything is recyclable. And yeah, I think all around it's just a great company. So those are some of the things that I found recently that I think would make really good gift options for maybe like people that whoever you've got on your list. I think sometimes yeah, it can be hard sometimes thinking of what to get people and like what are they gonna like. And also I think, I don't know about you, but like I want to get people things that they're actually gonna use, and things that are, yeah, like introduce them to things that maybe that like I really love, that like I love sharing the things that I really love, and also things that they might also not have experienced before, but they might really love too. So yeah, hope that is helpful for you, and I will link everything down below. Just finished a little Pilates workout. I've been doing, alongside going to Hustle in studio, which you will have seen if you've been watching the vlogs for a while. I've been doing like the online classes and that's been really good. I obviously like love going into the studio. I still go once a week, but I guess just with my neck and stuff being like still sensitive, strength training has actually been a lot better for it. So I've just been doing that twice a week, and one reformer class, because for some reason reformer doesn't seem to bother it as much. Yeah, I don't know, but I've been doing the online classes because they're just so easy to fit in. Like they're like 20 to 30 minutes when you just want to like move your body a bit. And I do have a code for them, which is Hustle Kim. I'll put it on the screen. It's Hustle without an E, and that will get you your first month for $20. And like it is so much more than just the classes. Like they have yin, they have some strength classes, and it's always stuff you can do around the house. Like it's designed to be very like, you don't need a full Pilates studio in your home. You can just do it with stuff you've got around, and it just makes it so easy to move your body. And I just find Pilates so complementary to everything else that I like to do. Like it just builds that core strength and that mobility and flexibility, but at the same time you're like working your body in a way that just helps you feel really good. I think for me with my injury, it's just kind of like knowing what sort of triggers it and adapting around that, which I've been doing since it happened essentially, so I feel pretty good about that. But they also have meal plans and recipes on there, so if you're looking for, like, if you're thinking I want to incorporate more movement, or I want to commit more to moving my body or working out, like I think it's really easy to get into that mindset of being like, oh, I don't have like an hour to do a full hour, or I don't like have time to go to the gym or whatever. But you literally, like, you can find 20 minutes in your day. Like if you just do it first thing when you wake up, it's done, it's out of the way, and you notice such a shift in your energy afterwards. Like even just from doing, like I just did like a quick 20-minute class just now from the challenge that Alex and Ebony did together. So good. Like, yes, it wasn't like me working out at my max capacity, but that's not what I'm trying to do with it. It's more about just like moving your body, building that core strength, which is just so important for everything else that you do. And I find it really helps horseback riding too. Like it really helps when you have like that strong core. So yeah, definitely go and check it out. But I think I'm gonna go do a little walk on my walking pad now. It's kind of like a rainy, cloudy day out there, so it just feels really good, like being snuggled up at home with all of my candles, flameless and not flameless. Also, I'm wearing this little set from Varley that I have this crop in 3 different colors, and it is just like, this is green. It's not looking as green as it is in real life on the camera, but it's just so comfortable, and the square neckline is just so flattering. The fabric is so soft, and I just find it's nice, like, just comfy active wear. I've got like the full leggings as well on, which you would have just seen. But yeah, the fit of the Varley stuff is just so nice, and the fabric is so soft. I'm not gonna say it's buttery because I'm so sick of people using that word to describe active wear. Like, it's just soft, but it's supportive, it sucks you in. It's just a good all-rounder set. Like, you could easily use it to go and do your errands and everything as well. Might just stay in it for the rest of the day, to be honest. They're just so comfortable. And I love the colors they come in. Like, I love, love, love this dark green so much. And I'm not sure if they still do this color, but they usually have some kind of green going on in their color range, and the selection of colors they do is just so good. So I will link this set down below, as well as Hustle. And yeah, I think it's time to get the walking pad out and catch up on some other YouTube videos. I've just been catching up on watching another YouTuber's vlog. I swear, like, for some reason so many different people on YouTube are going to New York at the moment, and New York is like one of my all-time favorite cities. I would say top 3. Actually, no, I would say it's probably my favorite city in the world that I've been to so far. And the reason I say that is, like, even though I grew up, what is going on here? Even though I grew up in Vancouver, and it's like nice to go and visit, and like it's a beautiful place, it's not my favorite place to be. Like, I think if my parents didn't live there, well, then I probably wouldn't have lived there either. But, like, you know, I don't know, it's just it's nice. I just have always found it a bit overhyped, maybe. I don't know, does that sound like not grateful? It's just like not a place that I love being, and I also don't love the weather very much. And I love Vancouver Island, but if we're literally just talking about like actual cities, I mean, where I live now, I'm like, would I call it a city? I guess technically it is a city, but it's a very big spread out city, and it doesn't have like, it's very small for a city, I would say. This is probably like the biggest city I would want to live in. I'm not really a city girl. And like, I lived in Toronto, and I really enjoyed living in Toronto when I lived there, but I don't have any desire to, like, I don't even care about visiting again, really, to be honest. I really could not. But like New York, oh my god, I love New York. Autumn in New York is just so special, and like Christmas in New York is so special, like the leaves in Central Park and all the restaurants and just walking around in the museums and the library and the architecture. Like, I love New York. But, and I was watching it and I was like, I wonder when I'm gonna get to go back there again. Like, I feel like I've been lucky enough to have been quite a few times, and also when I lived in Toronto, it was just an hour on a plane, so it was like going as often as I could because I loved it. And now it's like, I'm like, when am I gonna get to go to New York again? It's one of those weird things where you're like, sometimes you don't know that something you do is the last time you're gonna do it until like later. Like, the last time I was in New York, it was autumn, it was incredible, it was beautiful, I was just like running around the city having the best time, and like going to all my favorite places, visiting all my favorite restaurants, just walking. Like, New York is so good for just like wandering and wandering and wandering, and so many things to see. And yeah, I guess it's like, you just, when you do something, you never know when that's like gonna be, not like I think it's the last time I'm ever gonna have been there, but I mean, I definitely don't have really time or space in my calendar with my university commitments to be going on any big long trips anytime soon. I mean, who knows? Anything is possible, I guess. maybe I'll like win the lottery and just be like, yeah, I can do this while I'm on holiday. I don't know, but I think sometimes the world works in mysterious ways, so I'm like, who knows? Because as soon as I found out that Tom Felton, who played Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter, if you didn't know that, he was going to be on Broadway, like, reprising his role as Draco, I was like, oh my god, I have to go see that, but like, when? When am I going to do this? Who knows? I just think, I'm like, well, I'll just think that would be nice to do, and then we'll put it out there into the universe and see what happens. But anyways, I am getting very distracted. I don't even know how do we get onto that topic. TLDR, I miss New York. I want to go back so badly, and yeah, that's that on that. But I'm making another dinnerly recipe. This is one of those ones that every time I see it on the like rotation of items that you can choose from, I just always add it into my cart because it tastes really good. I've made it so many times now that I can kind of do it without looking at the directions. And it tastes delicious. It is so yummy. So yes, I will bring you a little bit closer. And over here so you can see a little bit more what we're doing. So it's basically, what do they call this? Teriyaki chicken rice bowls. So we've got the rice, that's been started already, and then you also like add the edamame to it. So lots packed with protein. Whether you like soy or you don't like soy, that is for you to make that decision with your body. I know people have different opinions about that. Next, so it comes with little Chinese barbecue seasoning packets. So basically we are going to marinate the chicken and then we're gonna cook it in the pan. So I'm gonna grab a bowl. I know a lot of I was going through and editing some videos today and I was like, wow, we really have just been hanging out in the kitchen for quite a while now, but I mean, that's real life. And I did some thinking about stuff while I was not away, but like while I was busy with other things. And I'm like, I think that I put a lot of, that's just coconut oil. I put a lot of pressure on myself to maybe think like, oh, the vlogs need to look a certain way or whatever, or like it's not that interesting or exciting doing whatever I'm actually genuinely doing, or the things that are interesting and exciting in life right now, I can't really show it to you. And I guess I felt a little bit guilty about it. But the thing is I realized, I was like, well, I wanted to create this because one, I wanted to share the things that I really like, and also I wanted it to be like a video, a vlog, literally, of my life. And I was like, well, this is just the season that you're in, and it's like, you know what, maybe just, I'm gonna create, you guys can watch and see what you like and what you don't like, and like, I don't know, I guess on YouTube there's like a lot of pressure for your life to look really exciting or to like always be doing these new things, but it's like the reality is I don't want to like lie to you guys and be like, this is all the cool stuff I'm doing, when in reality like I'm spending most of my days like just long computer days at the moment, and on the weekends I'm pretty chill because I'm just tired, like if I'm completely honest. And it is such a privilege to be tired working on your dreams. I fully realize that. Gotta turn this temperature up, but also at the same time it's like, well, I'm not gonna fake doing things that I'm not doing just to make interesting content. And yeah, so if it's boring for you guys, I'm sorry. This is how life is at the moment. It is what it is. And so yes, we're gonna bring that to temperature. So the chicken's marinated with the with the Chinese barbecue seasoning, and it is going into this pan, which is heating up slowly. And then we are going to mix up the sauce for the chicken. And so it comes with this little sachet of teriyaki sauce. And you add it to the bowl. The Dinnerly recipes actually give you measurements, but I just kind of wing it. Especially with cooking, I don't think you need to be quite as strict as you do when you're baking. A little bit of sugar. I just really think, like, as much as I love like coming up with recipes from scratch and or cooking really exciting recipes, sometimes when like life is so busy, it just is so helpful to have like a meal delivery service. Like, it honestly just makes life so much easier because you don't even have to think about like what you're gonna eat. You don't have to shop for it. It just all comes, well, I guess you do have to choose the recipes, but you just order it and it just comes to your house and it makes life so easy. Oh, I need to add. Well, that is dinner all done, so I think I'm going to go curl up on the sofa, read my book. I am rereading the Throne of Glass series for like the 1 millionth time, but there's just something like, it's like having a comfort show, comfort novel. Like, you know what's gonna happen, but it's been probably a year since you read it, so you're a little hazy on the details, but yeah. If you've read the ACOTAR books or like any Sarah J Maas books below, like, let me know, what's your favorite series? And also, like, which character do you think you would be? Because I really love Crescent City, and I feel like if I was a character, I would be Bryce. And here's why. She's half human and half fae. I'm half Chinese and half white. We both have red hair. I feel like we have a similar attitude to things. She's maybe a little bit more impulsive than I would say I am these days, but I just feel like the parallels are there. And I mean, it's really hard to pick a favorite of the novels or like the series. Like, I love them all. in my head they're all one big long thing, and the more I read it, the more I like notice like the parallels between like one book and another. Like one book is called like The Rune Mountains, and like Rune is a character in another book, and you're like, ooh, what are the ties here? Because we know that there's ties, especially when some world hopping happens. I don't want to give spoilers actually if you haven't read them, but like if you have, which series is your favorite and why? Let me know below.